Let's get started on your mat, on your back, if that feels comfortable for you. And just start to notice your spine. A lot of times we start with our breath, but as you're on your back, notice from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. And just notice where you might be able to create a little bit more space in the spine. And that might require a little lengthening, a little bit of wiggling back and forth. And as you find yourself on your mat, now start to bring awareness to your breath. And just notice that it's there. Check it out, see if it has some depth to it. Is it shallow? Is it choppy? Is it smooth? What's happening with your breath? Notice if it's more open in the left nostril or the right. If it feels cool or warm. And then take a deep cleansing breath in through the nostrils. And exhale it out an open mouth. Deep breath in, 2 more. One more, let it go. And then move into your pranayama ujjayi breath, the back of the throat, audible breath. Breathe it in through the nostrils, the chest rises, the belly fills up like a balloon. And then we exhale through the nostrils, the belly falls back in, the chest falls down. Full deep belly breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And maybe even play around with the extension of the breath out farther. Maybe count it out to the count of 4 or 6 or even 8. And notice where you get distracted away from the breath, by a thought, by a sensation. Acknowledge that thought or sensation and come right back to the breath. Let that be your focal point. And from your breath, shift over to your intention. And your intention today might be of gratitude. I am grateful for being alive. I am grateful for my breath. I am grateful for whatever it is, being able to be on your mat. Bring that gratefulness in. And certainly if that intention doesn't serve you well today, this is your practice. Find an intention that might be more suitable for you at this now moment. Start to weave that intention into the breath. Make it more alive through the breath. Bring in that prana, that life force in. And then start to bring that intention into the body. with some movement. As you wiggle your fingers or your toes or move the arms or legs, maybe even repeat that intention. I am grateful. I am grateful for having all my fingers and my toes being able to move around. I am grateful for that pain even that might come in as you move around, or that discomfort. Being able just to feel. And start to get this feedback loop of information moving along as you move, and you get the messages back from the body. And then you move again and then get information back from the body. And wherever you're at, create a full body stretch. Reach the arms out, reach the legs out far. Maybe get this nice big yawn in there to give the body a little bit extra oxygen. And gather up the knees in towards the chest, press into the lower back, and rock side to side from right to left and left to right. And maybe you rock so much that you have to even push back up. And then finding a neutral point. Press the heels straight up towards the sky. Feet are hip distance apart, maybe just a touch wider. And then just let the hips go super heavy here, and let the shoulders go heavy. Spread the toes nice and wide. We're not quite doing anything else with the ankles or the legs, but just the toes. Spread them out. Spread the toes nice and wide. And then curl the toes up. Curl them up. And then spread them out. Almost like we do with the hands. You can make a fist and then open it up. But we're kind of doing this with the feet and the toes. It might feel different because it's hard to get that fist with the feet. And then open it up. And squeeze and open and squeeze and open, squeeze and open. And then start your ankle rotation, rotating the ankles around. And rotate the other way. And bring the legs out into a V shape. You can just have them here, or maybe use the hands for support to hold the legs. Relax the ankles, relax the toes, relax the feet. Now we're just here for one more breath in, one more breath out. And then close this chapter up, close this book up here with the legs. Use the hands for support to close the legs together. And then cross the right leg over the left leg, almost like you're making an X with the legs. And then bring opposite heel to opposite hip. Draw the heels in, draw the knees in towards the chest. Lengthen through the neck. So this might feel a little bit different than when we do this at the end of class than at the beginning. So just embrace that difference of how it feels between starting a practice with this or ending with a practice with it. Soften the jaw. Get that feedback from the right hip. And then release, press the heels back up. And uncross and cross the other way. And then bring opposite heel to opposite hip. Draw the knees in towards the chest. And listen to the messages of the left hip. Maybe they're a little bit louder, maybe a little messier. And then we're going to be moving from right to left and left to right. So straighten up the legs, back up again, up towards the sky. Cross it the other way, bring the heels in, draw the knees in, and then press it back up, uncross, cross the other way, and draw the heels in. We're going to kind of move back and forth like this. You can feel free to move through this faster or slower. Have fun with this though, and just notice how the body wants to move. You might perhaps want to create this little V shape in between as you move through this. And one more. And then press the heels straight up towards the sky. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Rocking 2 or 3 or maybe even 6 times the whole length of the spine. Come up to a seated position. Come into that cross-legged Sukhasana pose or half lotus. Lift up through the spine. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms up high towards the sky. Exhale, forward. Come down on the fingertips, palms, or the forehead. Relax the jaw. And walk the hands over to the right. Maybe place the left palm on top of the right. Guide the left hip into the earth. And walk it back to center. Walk it over to the left, maybe placing the right palm on top of the left. And walk it back to center, rounding up through the back. And shift forward into tabletop. Hands come right underneath the shoulders, knees are right underneath the hips. And any organic movement that feels good for you and your body, just to release from that last posture. There's no right or wrong here. It's more about what your shape of the body needs to do right now. And whenever you're done moving around, just authentically, organically, round through the back, arch up like a cat, tuck the chin in, scoop through the pelvis. And release back to a flat back and come into cow. The belly comes down towards the earth, lift through the heart and hips, lengthen through the neck. And round through the back, cats. And release into cow. Move through a couple more of these, your breath, your pace. And we move through one more. And back to neutral. The right arm reaches out, the left heel presses back. Draw the belly up, gazes towards the earth or slightly ahead. We're activating the back leg by pushing through the left heel. And we're just here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale it down, switch sides. Inhale, left arm, right heel presses back. Draw the belly up. And we're just here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale it down, switch sides. Inhale up. Draw the elbow in towards the knee, squeeze it together, hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out, inhale together, exhale it out. 3, 2, 1. Exhale it down, switch sides. Inhale up, elbow to knee, hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out, inhale together, exhale it up for 3, 2, 1. Exhale it down, child's pose. Press the hips back, reach the arms out, relax the forehead. Maybe take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Know that you can always stay in child's pose anytime. It's always your practice, even if you hang out here the whole time. And pull through the palms, tabletop. Plank. Hands come right underneath the shoulders. The balls of the feet are underneath the heels. Feet are hip distance apart. And inhale, lift the hips up high. We're going to stretch through the calves just a little bit deeper. So we're pressing down through the right heel and then start to just lift the left knee in towards the chest a little bit. Just allowing a little bit more weight to press into the right heel. If you want a little bit more intensity, kind of shift a little bit more into a plank position. If you want a little bit more into that right calf. And switch it out. Press down through the left heel, bring the right knee up towards the chest a little bit. You might notice the difference between one side or the other. Like my left calf is much tighter right now at this moment than the right. So I feel this a little bit more. I don't really need to bring much intensity into it because it's already there. And switch it out. We're going to do it one more time on the right side. You might notice a little softening, a little opening happening. And then switching to the other side one more time. And then press both heels back, maybe you pedal it out. And float or step the feet forward, forward fold. Let the knees be bent a little bit to relax the whole upper body. Shake the head yes and no, shrug the shoulders back and forth. Let the weight of the world drop away. Halfway lift, flat back. We're holding here, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Pressing into the heels, let the toes be soft and light. Exhale forward. Bend the knees a little or a lot, or roll it up one segment at a time. Slow, easy, roll up to the top. Once you get to the top, inhale, sweep the arms up high. Reach, lift, lengthen. Exhale, press through the palms, heart center. Inhale, lift. Open to the right, bring that right arm all the way back, left arm is forward. Hips are squared forward. Gaze is towards the side wall or all the way back. Inhale, reach, lift, lengthen. Exhale to the opposite side, opening up through the left. Draw that left arm all the way back, keeping the hips squared forward. Inhale, reach, lift, lengthen. Exhale, mini back bend for cactus arms. Bending through the arms, lifting up through the chest. Create space in the lower back by lifting through the chest up. Inhale, reach, lift, lengthen all the way up. Exhale, halfway down. Bend the knees a little bit. Palms come face up. And then we're pulsing it here. I've been doing this in my classes this week, and I definitely feel it on my triceps. It doesn't take too much, but we know that like sleeveless season is coming real soon. So we're getting those triceps ready for not having sleeves on anymore, or long sleeves. Press it up, press it up, press it up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, forward fold, let that go. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale forward. Press back to plank. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, chest comes down, chin comes down, tuck those elbows in. Inhale, baby cobra, lift up through just the upper chest. We're using our core, the belly and the back to lift up through the chest. Almost no weight on the hands as we lift. Exhale forward. Press up to plank, downward dog. 1 full breath in, 1 full breath out. The right leg reaches high towards the sky. Press into the right heel. Really activate the right leg. Bring the right leg forward, lunge. Right knee is over the right ankle. Left leg goes long. We're not here for long. Left leg comes forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale forward. Inhale, reach, lift, lengthen. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, open to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, mini back bend, cactus arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, halfway down airplane. Palms come face up. We're pulsing it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, adding, squeezing, almost like you're squeezing a ball here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward. Press back to plank. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, the chest comes down, the chin comes down. Baby cobra. Lift up through the chest. Exhale, forward. Press up to plank. Downward dog. 1 full breath in, 1 full breath out. Left leg reaches high. Press into the left heel. Bring the left leg forward. Lunge on this side. Left knee is over the left ankle. Reach the right leg all the way back. Bring the right leg forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale forward. Inhale, reach, lift, lengthen. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, open to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, mini back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, halfway down airplane. Palms face up and we're pulsing it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it together for 5, 4, building for 3, 2, and then pulsing in 1. Pulse it back up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward. Press back to plank. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, chest comes down, chin comes down. Baby cobra. Exhale, forward. Press up to plank. Downward dog. 1 full breath in, 1 full breath out. And the right leg reaches high towards the sky. Draw the right knee in towards the nose. Exhale, press it out. Knee to nose. Exhale, press it out. The right leg comes forward. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Square the hips, square the shoulders forward, plant the back foot down. Inhale, reach the arms up high, shoulders stay soft. Let the right toes be soft as well. You can always take a wider stance in Warrior 1. Most people do need to take a little wider stance so that the heel is not too crossed over, so it's okay to go a little wider. One more breath in, one more breath out. And the hands come towards the waist, straightening out the right leg, coming into pyramid. Hinge forward at the hips, draw the chest in towards the right thigh. And the hands might stay at the waist or slide down the leg or on some yoga blocks or down at the mat. Relax the head away from the back of the neck, let it go. One more breath in, one more breath out. And then bring the left hand by the right ankle. And you might use a block right here or something to bring the earth a little bit closer. And then start to twist open to the right. So we're just kind of looking first, bringing the chest over to the right. Right hand to the right hip first to find your twist. We're twisting from the lower part of the rib cage up to the right shoulder to find some more natural, authentic depth here without creating any pain. If it feels okay for you here, maybe bring the right arm up. And if that arm is up, bring it back down to the right hip. And then bring the right hand down, square the shoulders, square the hips. So just find some integration first, and then start to walk the hands over to the left. We're going to create a straddle. You might need to adjust a little bit here so that the feet are even in alignment here. And then relax the whole upper body. Relax the head, soften the jaw, soften the shoulders. And then planting the left hand right underneath the left shoulder, right hand to the right hip. And you can stay here twisted or bring the right arm up as an option, or take a bind by bringing the right arm over to the opposite hip. All of those are beautiful expressions. And exhale, square the shoulders, square the hips, round through the back in a cat stretch, tuck the chin in, scoop through the pelvis, and then switch sides. Plant the right hand down underneath the right shoulder, left hand to the left hip first, and maybe bring the left arm up or wrap it around the opposite hip. Exhale it back down, square the shoulders, square the hips, round through the back, tuck the chin in, scoop through the pelvis, and then back to neutral. Walk the hands over to the right foot, bring the right heel back, create a lunge or back on the back ball of the foot, frame the foot, press back to plank and come right up to downward dog. Inhale, lift the hips up high. Switching sides, left leg reaches high. Draw the left knee in towards the nose, round through the back. Exhale, press it out. Knee to nose. Exhale, press it out. The left leg comes forward, warrior one on this side. Square the hips, square the shoulders, plant the back foot down. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms up high. Shoulders stay soft. One more breath in, one more breath out. Hands come towards the waist, straightening up the left leg. Hinge at the hips for pyramid, chest comes towards the left thigh. Hands stay at the waist or down the left leg on yoga blocks or down to the mat. Slide the right hip forward and the left hip back. Relax the head. One more breath in, one more breath out. Plant the right hand by the left ankle and start to look over to the left and create that twist from the lower part of the rib cage. Bring the left hand to the left hip, opening up all the way to the left shoulder. Gaze is toward the side wall, or perhaps looking up to the sky. Option to bring the left arm high. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Square the shoulders, square the hips, let the body integrate and adjust here first. And then start to walk the hands over to the right, creating your straddle. Adjust the feet wherever they need to be adjusted to create some alignment here. And then relax the whole upper body. And then take a few moments to just explore your straddle in whatever way feels right for you. That might be bending through one knee or the other knee, or walking the hands out in a wide downward dog, bending both knees, or just enjoying the stillness of the straddle. We're going to be here for several breaths in, several breaths out. From that neutral straddle, walk the hands over to the left foot, bring the left heel back, create your lunge, frame the left foot, press back to plank, downward dog, one full breath in, one full breath out. The right leg reaches high towards the sky. Release the right ankle towards the hip, stack the right hip over the left. Creating lots of space between the right pinky and all the way up to the right knee. Maybe rotate through the right ankle. Straightening out the right leg, coming through into a low lunge. The right foot is going to come to the right corner of the mat. Left leg goes really long. Find length in the back leg first. Reach out through the crown of the head. You can stay here if you want to, or bring the back knee down. And staying here if you would like to, or come down on a yoga block or your forearms, whatever feels best for you to find that spot where you can just let go of the head, soften into this, breathe into that space of resistance, inhaling. And maybe even an open mouth exhale to let go of any extra built up tension. One more full breath in, one more full breath out. And if you're down on the forearms or a block, lifting up through the chest, hold it here for a breath or two. And then start to walk the right foot into the center of the mat. Keeping the hips squared, frame the right foot, and lift up through the back leg. So we're coming on the back ball of the foot once again. Frame the right foot, press back to plank, and we're gonna move into side plank. Shifting the weight to the right hand. Right hand is right underneath the right shoulder. Stacking the feet, bringing the left arm high. You can always bring the right leg down for support too, if that feels better. Sometimes you just need that extra support because you just aren't feeling the energy or the strength to do that, or maybe you're just not quite there yet. Either way is absolutely beautiful. We're just here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale back to plank and come into downward dog, lifting through the hips. 1 full breath in, 1 full breath out. Left leg reaches high towards the sky. Release the left ankle towards the hip, stack the left hip over the right. Feeling the space between the left pinky all the way up to the left knee. Maybe rotate through the left ankle. Straightening out the left leg, come through into low lunge on this side. Left foot comes to the left corner of the mat. Reach the right leg really long. And then release the back knee down. Staying here on your palms, or come down on a yoga block, or down on the forearms. We're here for several breaths in, several breaths out. Really let the head relax away from the back of the neck. No need to hold on to the head. And one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale if you're down on the forearms or a block, come back on the palms, lifting up through the chest. We're here for 1 full breath in, or 2. And then walk the left foot in the center of the mat. Frame the left foot, come back on the back ball of the foot, lift up, and press back to plank. Side plank on the other side, left hand underneath the left shoulder, maybe stack the feet, bring that right arm high, or bring the bottom knee down, just for support if you need that. We're lifting up through the hips for 3, 2, 1. Exhale back to plank, and then exhale all the way down onto your belly. Relax it down. Rest on one cheek or the other. Arms come down to the side of the body. Relax the hips, relax the shoulders. Maybe take a deep breath in and open mouth, sigh out. And come back to center. The head comes back to center. And then reach the arms out to the side, almost like in this T shape first. Lengthen through the spine, and then start to walk the hands forward. And from this forward motion, we're gonna lift up through the arms, lift up through the legs for a modified Superman, Superwoman. Lift up and then draw the elbows back. And then straighten again. And draw back. And straighten. 3, and 2, and 1. Exhale it down. Rest on the opposite cheek. Relax the arms down to the side of the body. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, sigh out. And slowly bring the head back to neutral, to a center point. Bring the forearms to the side of the body, and then come up into Sphinx pose. So the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Wrists are even with the elbows, creating this nice L shape with each of the arms. So the forearms are lifting the upper body. So the weight is in the forearms, not in the back. Soften the glutes a little bit. They have a tendency to clench here. Gaze is straight forward or slightly down towards the ground. This is such a subtle posture too. You might not feel a whole lot, but there's a lot happening in the subtle energy bodies of this. And then coming into crocodile, bring the arms in, box arms. So opposite hand to opposite elbow, and then rest the forehead on the top of the arm, relaxing. Again, soften the glutes, allow the lower back to adjust in this crocodile posture. One more breath in, one more breath out. And then press back to child's pose. Press the hips back towards the heels. Relax the forehead down. Hare pose. We're bringing the hands and cupping them over the heels. So bring the hands back and just cup the heels, almost like you're giving the heels a little squeeze. And I highly recommend giving the heels a little squeeze. It's a really good pressure points there when you give them a little squeeze. And then from here, we're on the forehead and we're rolling up into the crown of the head. Automatically the hips start to lift up. No weight in the neck. So we're using our core to hold and hover the crown of the head over the mat. You kind of get this rounded stretch in the lower back and a little bit in the shoulders. And press it back to child's pose. Reach the arms out. Let that integrate into the body. And pull through the palms, tabletop, crossing the legs behind, coming onto our hips, and then making our way down onto our back in whatever way you desire. If you want to get a little core workout in there, feel free to do that as you come down. Or if you're not feeling that today, just come down and relax on your back. Just allowing that adjustment onto your back. Once you get there, gather up the knees in towards the chest. Lengthen through the neck, and then bring the chin towards the knees, curling up in a ball. Relax the head back down. Press the heels straight up towards the sky. Cross the right leg over the left, that X shape. And then bring opposite heel to opposite hip. Draw the knees in. We've been here before, so it might feel a little bit different as we have warmed up. Lengthen through the neck just so the head isn't arched back. And if this doesn't feel good, holding on to the ankles or the tops of the feet, sometimes bringing the hands over the knees and guiding it feels better. So find what feels best in the shape of your body. Soften the jaw, soften the shoulders. Release the left foot down onto the mat, keeping the legs crossed. And then bring that right foot over to the left, landing it into the mat. Arms are going to be into a T. Gaze over the right shoulder. This is a really subtle posture. You might be like, am I doing this right? And you probably are. It's just that we don't often sit this way or come into this shape. And engage the core, pull back up to center, uncross the legs. Bring the knees side to side like windshield wipers just to kind of release that out. And then we're going to move to the other side. Draw the knees in towards the chest, press the heels straight up towards the sky. Cross the left leg over the right, or just make sure you switch sides. Draw the opposite heel into the opposite hip. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Bringing the right sole of the foot into the mat, keeping the legs crossed. Arms into a T, bring that left foot over to the right and create this little subtle twist. Inhale back to center, uncross the legs. Draw the knees in towards the chest and rocking side to side. And again, maybe you rock so much that you go all the way to the floor. Have fun with this to let go of any built up tension. And then the soles of the feet come into the mat, arms into a T. Release the knees side to side like windshield wipers, maybe even opening in the middle of butterfly. And then taking a moment to prepare for a deep relaxation. Maybe putting your socks back on or jacket or something warm over your body to keep the muscles warm. I hear the rain here and it sounds so nice. I don't have any windows in the studio, but I hear the rain falling on the roof and it sounds so relaxing. So find that most relaxed state for you to come into. That might be legs up a chair or a wall. And that's bringing the hips as close to the chair as you can and swinging the legs all the way up to a wall or a chair to just land on, or just on your back. Wherever you land for Shavasana or relaxation, be there all the way. Wiggle out the wiggles, fidget out the fidgets. And we start and end Shavasana with our breath and our intention, allowing us to come off of their mat with all of that beautiful intention of your yoga practice. So let's take 3 deep breaths in with your intention and 3 sighs out. Breath in. 2 more, let it go. One more. Give yourself permission to just drift off in between the breaths, finding that subtle, soft gap of just nothing, with the breath flowing effortlessly in and out. This time allows the body and the mind to integrate our yoga practice fully and completely. This is where the richness, the fullness, the wholeness of our yoga practice really comes in. It sinks deeper into the cells as we open them up. Staying here as long as you so desire. Or wiggling the fingers and the toes, drawing the knees in towards the chest and rolling to your side using your arm as a pillow, allowing the body to readjust again. Staying here as long as you desire, or arriving back to a seated position. There's no rush, there is no hurry at all. Once you arrive back to the seated position, hands come towards the heart. Lifting the hands high to the sky. Exhale the hands to the forehead, to the mouth, heart center. The gratefulness in me is so inspired and honored by the gratefulness in each of you. Namaste. Thanks so much for coming. Have a beautiful day.